This is a breaking news alert. Donald Trump on Sunday evening just destroyed the United States' long-standing military alliance with South Korea. In a social media post, Donald Trump attacked South Korea for having the United States participate in joint military exercises with South Korea. Donald Trump called such joint military exercises, quote, very hostile to his close friend Kim Jong-un. Donald Trump then ordered Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, to immediately stop having the United States military participate in military exercises with South Korea and providing additional military cooperation with South Korea. Donald Trump also attacked South Korea for not joining the United States in its catastrophic and unlawful war against Iran with Netanyahu. And Donald Trump continued to say what a close friend Kim Jong-un is with Donald Trump. This at the same time that there have been major reports about North Korea's assistance of Russia, of China, and others imposing a major threat to the United States. And of course, North Korea has provided tens of thousands of soldiers to Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. Our top military generals, as recent as this week, have been warning about the clear and present threat that North Korea is to the United States. Let's take a look at Donald Trump's post. First, I'll just show you this video. We could just show the B-roll of it. This is Donald Trump last night at Bedminster, New Jersey. That's where he was this entire weekend. He did not have any public appearances, although the MeidasTouch network was able to get footage of him at Bedminster, and he was again behaving in a very deranged manner there. You could see him over there. Here was Donald Trump's post this afternoon on Sunday. He posted the following: based on my very good relationship with Kim Jong-un of North Korea, I am not happy with the fact that the United States has long ago agreed to participate in joint military exercises with South Korea. These exercises are not only costly, with much of these costs paid for by the United States of America, as usual, but send a signal that is totally inappropriate and hostile to a country that, as long as Donald J. Trump has been president, has been unthreatening and respectful. Therefore, and based on the fact that it is too late to cancel, I have instructed Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to substantially reduce the joint military exercises. While somewhat unrelated, I recently asked the president of South Korea if they would like to join us in the denuclearization of the Islamic Republic of Iran. And they said, no thanks. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump. How about the denuclearization of North Korea? You enabled Kim Jong-un to get nuclear weapons, and Kim Jong-un, as recently as this past week, has been launching ballistic missile tests, and Kim Jong-un has been saying never will North Korea become denuclearized. North Korea is and will always be a nuclear power, Kim Jong-un has said. I remember when former President Obama was in office and North Korea did not have any nuclear weapons. All of the MAGA types and Tea Party types and state regime media Fox types would always attack Obama if Kim Jong-un would do a missile test. That would be Obama's fault. But Obama was able to stop North Korea from getting a nuclear weapon. Donald Trump basically allowed Kim Jong-un to get nuclear weapons, talked about how they would write love letters to each other. And you see here Donald Trump picking North Korea over South Korea. Now, this may also be part of Donald Trump's plan to extract some additional business concessions from South Korea. The Trump family recently announced that they would be building a Trump hotel and Trump real estate projects in South Korea. Eric Trump posted the following 3 days ago. We are thrilled to collaborate with Base Company on Trump International Golf Club Korea to bring the Trump brand to the South Korean golf market for the first time. South Korea is an incredibly dynamic and sophisticated market, and we see tremendous potential for a world-class Trump-branded golf destination in this region. We look forward to creating something truly exceptional that will set a new standard for golf, hospitality, and luxury luxury in Korea. Now, Donald Trump's statement may be linked to that. I think we always have to be evaluating how the Trump family personally profits off of these things and all of the corrupt quid pro quo deals they do. So I want to flag that. As I noted at the outset of this video, it comes at the same time of reporting like this. North Korean missile unit deploys in Russia for Ukraine war, Kyiv says. In addition, tens of thousands of North Korean soldiers are fighting with Russia right now against Ukraine. About 2 days ago, Donald Trump posted this bizarre photo in the morning. Despite the unfriendly look on this particular picture, there are many where we are smiling. Kim Jong-un and I get along great. Donald J. Trump. Well, I want to play for you. This is some footage that the MeidasTouch network was able to find. This is from this past week at a major military conference that was taking place. Northcom Deputy Commander Lieutenant General Joseph Girard issued a stark warning over here about the growing threat to the U.S. homeland and identified North Korea as a major existential threat right now. This is coming, folks, from the highest level of our military saying this. Here, play this clip.
Since 2022, China has launched 8 Shang-3 class nuclear-powered guided missile submarines and likely will have all 8 operational by 2027, providing the Chinese with a clandestine land attack option against critical infrastructure in Alaska and along the West Coast. Meanwhile, adversaries are developing and fielding advanced nuclear and conventional delivery capabilities, cruise, hypersonic, and ballistic missiles, as well as fractional orbital bombardment systems, or FOBs, to threaten not only Alaska and Hawaii, but the entire continental United States. The Chinese are developing ICBMs equipped with hypersonic glide vehicles, as well as FOBs weapons that can approach North America from the south rather than the traditional northerly vector for which our legacy early warning radars were designed. Such systems would erode strategic stability by degrading our ability to provide granular and actionable warning of an inbound attack. The Chinese have also begun fielding a conventional armed ICBM equipped with hypersonic glide vehicles that can range targets throughout Alaska, providing Chinese leaders strike options against our homeland below the nuclear threshold. Russia's advanced missiles, like the nuclear-armed Avangard hypersonic glide vehicle, are designed to circumvent the ground-based radars used by NORAD and Northcom to detect and characterize an inbound threat and challenge the ability to provide threat warning and attack assessment. And finally, the North Koreans have successfully flight tested ICBMs with enough boost to deliver a nuclear payload anywhere in North America, and in October of 24 unveiled a new ICBM design that may be designated to carry multiple nuclear-armed reentry vehicles. In the era of strategic competition, we recognize that geography no longer provides the protection and standoff range of the past, and a more robust approach is needed to defend the United States and Canada. This is visible in the cyber domain, where thousands of attempts are made daily to breach our networks, originating from known state actors and an ever-growing, hard-to-detect and defeat network of non-state actors. Foreign terrorist organizations are fueling violence and destabilization, proliferating human trafficking, drug trafficking, and driving migration in the United States and her allies. The threats to North America are real and persistent, and they radiate from every point of the compass.
More from Northcom Deputy Commander Army Lieutenant General Joseph Girard, saying that the U.S. is also unable to defend against any attack by drones on U.S. soil. Let's play this clip right here.
The next threat to the homeland can be a swarm of inexpensive drones launched from inside our own borders, rather than a missile approaching from thousands of miles away. Does NORAD have the sensor coverage, authorities, and decision speed necessary to respond? And
no.
And could you comment on that and on the gap today, the biggest gap you see?
Well, I mean, we don't have the sensors, and we're not, depending on where that swarm is going to attack, depends on whether we have any sensors at all. and also whether we've got any effectors to get after that problem. We are ill-equipped right now to handle something like that, and obviously that is we've seen it used. We're seeing it used on a daily basis around the world, and we've got to figure out how to mitigate that threat, but we're not there yet.
Now, we've been covering diligently here on the MeidasTouch Network a lot of the latest North Korean threatening maneuvers. In the past few days, North Korea fired an unidentified ballistic missile earlier towards the Sea of Japan. You have Kim Jong-un of North Korea warning of a clash on the Korean peninsula is now a matter of timing, not a matter of if, but a matter of when. He goes on to talk about how North Korea will never give up its nuclear weapons. North Korea leader Kim Jong-un says expanding the country's nuclear arsenal is the most correct way to respond to global instability, accusing the U.S. and South Korea of escalating tensions while reaffirming that Pyongyang has no intention of giving up its nuclear weapons, per the KCNA state news agency. I'll show you B-roll right here of North Korea recently test firing 12 long-range nuclear capable cruise missiles in rapid succession from one of its Cho Hyun class destroyers, the first modern guided missile destroyer in the North Korean Navy. Here you see Chinese President Xi Jinping reaffirming China's close relationship with North Korea. In letters exchanged with Kim Jong-un, both leaders praised growing ties and that they've reached a new strategic level. Recently, Zelensky talked about how Iranians and North Koreans are working together with Russia right now against Ukraine. You have General Mike Flynn. You don't really get closer to Trump and MAGA than Flynn said. Here's what he said. He goes, the growing alliance of Iran, China, Russia, Pakistan, North Korea, all nuclear armed nations and other loosely aligned nations and ideologies. Trump, I know you are influenced by what you see on Fox News. Please tread carefully with the statements who seem to be friends of yours. He's asking the nation to go to war against Iran when the majority of people in your base and in the country want nothing to do with fighting there. North Korea says there will be absolutely and forever no nuclearization. And I'll show you, this is the Secretary General of NATO, Mark Rutte. Here's what the Secretary General of NATO had to say. Let's play it.
But let's not be naive. What's happening here? What's happening here is that since basically 2022, we see China and Russia and North Korea and Iran working closely together. It's one of the reasons why in NATO, on the US side, the Canadian side, the European side of NATO, we are conscious of the fact, yes, NATO is a transatlantic alliance. But given the fact that Russia is working together with China, North Korea and Iran, we have to make sure that we have strong relations with partners outside NATO territory. This is one of the reasons why my chief of staff was recently in Japan, where I was myself visiting Japan a year ago, where we have intensive conversations with the Republic of Korea, with Australia, with New Zealand. The Indo-Pacific 4, as a NATO parlor, we call this collaboration, working on innovation, defense industrial base, production, etc., but also exchanging information and insights, etc., particularly when it comes to the war in Ukraine. So, we know China was active in sanction circumvention, in delivering dual-use goods. We knew already that was taking place. So I've never been naive about China's role when it comes to Russia's war against Ukraine.
And so here's the footage of Donald Trump at Bedminster, where he was, again, ranting and raving like a lunatic, saying, we beat Iran, we beat Iran. Here's what he says. Let's play it.
Venezuela, we won that war in one day, actually, 48 minutes, actually. And we have a great relationship with Venezuela. We're taking out billions, hundreds of billions of dollars worth of oil. And Venezuela was great, and we're working beautifully with Venezuela. And we're doing the same thing now with, relatively, it's larger, but we're doing a big thing on Iran. As you know, their currency is valueless. Their military is beat. The Navy is all sunk, 159 ships. At 159 ships, every ship is underwater right now that's resting at the bottom of the sea. We have every airplane, there are 209 airplanes. airplanes. They don't have any airplanes. They don't, and you know, it's amazing because you hear these stories. Their radar is gone. All technology is gone. They have inflation at 350%. Their cash is worthless. Their currency is absolutely worthless. And then you read the New York Times, they say, Iran is doing extremely well. You know, it's like incredible. It's the only thing they have is fake news. That's all they have. But some good things are going to happen very soon. They've already happened. Because the one thing we can't do, we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. Do you agree with that?
There you have it, everybody. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we appreciate you. Breaking news right now. My brothers and I wrote a book. It's called WTF America. And well, doesn't that just say it all? It comes out officially this October, but you can pre-order your copy today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description below.